sort of just walk us through the process of what led you to end up going with no moves today and what you might have been looking at in terms of potential options?
Yeah, I think this trade deadline was a little bit different from the last one. I think we had a little bit more to work with asset-wise. But I think the best way to describe it is we either had to go big or do nothing, right? And we definitely like some guys in the market, and thought we had some traction in a couple different situations, and whether other teams just beat us out with their offers or we just didn't feel like it was the right use of our assets, combination of those things just led us to be where we're at right now. So
I know it's always your obligation to continue looking for ways to upgrade, looking for ways to make the team better. Coach Malone was in here saying that he feels very comfortable with the current group. Do you feel comfortable with the current group as it's currently constructed?
Yeah, I think we're going to need health as we're constructed right now. I think overall depth and depth at the backup center would have been questions that we would like to address at the deadline. I think DeAndre's done an admirable job, but he's long in the tooth, and he's been durable, so that's been good. But I think everybody's been surprised about how good he's been, and hopefully he can continue it. But I think adding another piece that coach was comfortable playing there would have been nice. I think Zeke obviously has shown recently something I've known for a while that he probably should just be best at the 4. So I think as long as Aaron stays healthy, we should be okay at the backup 5, but it is a concern of mine.
With Zeke having been in and out of the rotation, just on his current contract, how are you guys kind of navigating his future? How are you kind of taking in?
Well, he's here right now, and obviously he's one of the pieces that we're looking at going out there, because you look at our salary sheets and there's only so many contracts outside of our main guys that can go out, so it's pretty easy to figure what guys were going to go out if we did a trade. So I think he's been playing great lately. Obviously if we'd have made a move, we'd probably been elsewhere, but he's here today, and hopefully keeps on showing what he can do on the basketball court.
Kevin, when you look around the West, there are some big moves, Butler going to Golden State. How does that change the landscape for the West, and how did that kind of alter maybe what you were thinking about doing?
I just think the league goes in cycles. It's getting bigger. I think having positional integrity, being able to play people at their proper positions, and being big at the 5 is something I think is important. And obviously, when we have Joker in there, we're like that. And DeAndre, again, he is that size, but it'd be nice to have a legitimate, bigger, younger guy. So I think the size factor in the West is, Sacramento, they ended up with Valanciunas. Obviously, the Lakers did what they did. The Lakers did what they did with Mark Williams. I was thinking about the Mavs, though. They did what they did with AD, and now they have Lively and Gafford. Minnesota's played big in the past, so a lot of size and length out west. It's going to be a battle in the paint. It's going to be really physical.
Calvin, you mentioned, kind of either making a big move or doing nothing. So had you made a big move, feels like Michael Porter Jr. would have been a guy involved in that. So
well, I think a big move in my mind is adding a significant depth piece. I think we liked everything that was happening in our rotation. So I don't think we weren't close to doing anything with anybody in our rotation. It was going to be, some of the guys that were outside of it, like Dario and Zeke, and using some of our draft assets to bolster our lineup, as opposed to moving a bigger guy like Mike.
Calvin, at the start of the year, at Media Day, you said you feel like there are 9 real guys on this team. How do you feel like that kind of storyline is tracked, and where that number is at now?
Yeah, I feel like, you just have to watch how Coach Malone utilizes the lineup. It seems like he's played Julian a lot. He's playing 8. I think he's had moments that are good, moments that are bad. I think defensively, it's going to be a challenge for him in the playoffs right now. And so hopefully, if he's getting playoff minutes, he's humming offensively, which hasn't always been there. But I think, we have. I would call it like, it's really difficult to determine our starting lineup, right? So we have 6 or 7 starters, and we have like we have a drop off after that. So, and I think it's not an insult to anybody, to Julian or any of the other guys on the roster, but I just think that's where we're at. I think those 6 or 7 guys have played that well.
In terms of navigating the new CBA, just how did that sort of affect your process, and how do you think that affected around the league this year?
Well, going back from when I took over the job, we had to put together organizationally a team that we felt like they could compete. And that started out by, using some of our future assets to get draft picks, to take Peyton Watson, to take Julian. So I think from the start of my tenure here, we haven't been the bank. We've been the person going to the bank and asking for a mortgage. So I think we'd like to get out of that cycle, but also we realize that Joker's time is now, and if the opportunity presents itself to use those assets to really improve our team, I think we're close in a couple of things and feeling that way. This trade deadline, we're going to do that because you got one time, one career with him here. So.
Do you anticipate being active on the buyout market, or are the options there to you kind of not enough to add something to the rotation?
It just depends on what it is. I think ownership is open to any conversation. Obviously, we're limited because we're above the first apron, so we're going to be limited in the guys we can look at. But we'll see who comes on the buyout market, and we'll have those conversations as it comes.
Was there any conversation about trying to get under that first apron to open up some of that flexibility?
Yeah, I think more so we were focused on there were some impact guys that moved, so that were way better than guys on the buyout market. So I think that in the deals we would have done, I don't think it would have allowed us to. I mean, it was an option. Do we go get a guy in the trade market, or do we just get below and try to get one of these guys that's potentially going to be in the buyout market that made above a certain number, so.
Calvin, have you had discussions with ownership about the contract extension, where your personal future's at?
No, I'm just focused on the team right now. So I'm focused on the team, and that stuff will take care of itself.
One more question? All right, cool. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Cal. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.